Welcome to the last topic on our class on Microsoft Office Word. In our previous class, we dealt with how to start Microsoft Word up to the last class, which we talked about how to convert your documents to PDF. I'm sure by now you must have learned a lot. So this the last topic that we are going to conclude in Microsoft Office Word. For any comments or any contribution and any questions, you send a message to the school mail, and also you join the WhatsApp group, and also send your questions to the WhatsApp indicating your name and your email and other credentials that will be asked. So the last topic we are going to cover now is how to do basic design in MS Word. Basic design in MS Word. Basic design in MS Word is to do some design techniques, to use some design techniques to make some colorful designs in MS Word. Though there are other applications that are based or that are designed for that, but we can also manipulate that using our MS Word. So this is a design that we are going to talk about. It's a basic design that we are going to talk about. So this is a Nigerian flag. So we want to learn or try to grasp an idea on how to design this flag. After that, we will finalize with doing this design. I'm sure everybody knows this exercise book, Big Star exercise book. This can be designed with Microsoft Office Word. So this is what we're going to practice and cover. So let's start with this first one, a Nigerian flag. So let's try and see how we can design this. So let's move out to the drawing board. So I want to go down here. We'll be using this page for this design. So I just held my mouse and shifted it back to highlight the Control plus A. Then I hit my backspace to delete it. It's not deleted, so I want to go back to this side so I can use this page for the design. Now, if we want to do this design, first thing that will come to our mind is what is applied to get this particular design. As you can see, a shape was used here, another shape was used here, and also another shape was used here. Then the final shape was used here, and a line color was used to create a line between it. You can see a line color that is black to separate each of it. So that is what we are going to try out now. To that, we use our insert. Go to our insert. I will go to shapes. I've taught you how to use your shape. Now the shape we are going to use now is the rectangle shape. I can use it to draw that type of thing. What I do, I hold down my mouse, left mouse, and drag it down. As I drag it down, I expand it a little smaller. Now this height is expanded. Now I've drawn this rectangle. Or if you cannot do it for the first time, of which I believe, so you can also draw the rectangle this way, then hold down this middle radio button here. As you hover your mouse on it, it will change to this horizontal triangular bar. So what you do, you press down your left mouse button. Now it will not change to this plus. Once you press down, it will change to this plus. The next thing you do is to drag it backwards. After dragging it backward, it is compressing. After dragging it backward, it is compressing until it becomes smaller the way you want it. Then you leave it. That is how the two ways you can use to draw this triangle. You can also do it another way by going to insert, going to shapes, then you choose a line. This is a line here, a line. You click on it and you draw your line. You still the same way, you press down your left mouse button and drag down. Once you drag your line down, it will be very smooth. But this other method is too lengthy. Then you come now and increase the weight to this size. That is how to do for the line. But for the sake of this class, let's go on with the using the shape tool, which is the rectangle, which we converted to this manner. Now, from our picture here that we want to use as an example, you can see that the line covers it, and we still have our main picture, meaning that there is no fill on this line. There is no fill, we only have a line here. So that's what we want to really apply here. But this one has a blue fill, and I've taught you how to remove a fill. So let's try that out. To remove a fill, you come to your format, then you go to your shape fill. You click on this small triangular stuff here, then you click on no fill. Once you hover your mouse on no fill, the fill will now go out, and you click on it. Now we have a rectangle without a fill. So but we want to increase the line size, the weight of the line. How do we increase the weight of the line? We come to shape outline, and you click on this small triangle here. Now you now see, you go to weight. Now once you come to weight, you increase the weight outline. You use this two whole number 1/4 point. You use it and click on it once, and it will be applied to it. So we have this rectangle now with an increased line shape. So the next thing we talk about is how to get these other shapes. This is also a rectangle, but of a longer height and a shorter horizontal. So the vertical is long while the horizontal is small. So let's apply that and see how we do that. So the easiest way to do that is still we go back to our shape by through insert, then shape. Once you collect on shape, you click on the rectangle. We click on rectangle. Once you click on rectangle, we'll come here, we hover our mouse to this place it between the line of this one we have drawn. As you can see from the screen, it is now in middle. Then you press down your left mouse button, press it down. Once you press it down, you move it for away. As you're moving it away, it's going with you. As you're moving away, it's going with you. Then when you reach the length you want, let me say I want this length now, I leave my hand, I move my hand. As you can see now, I have formed a rectangle. But now I want to move this rectangle upward a bit, and I'll explain to you how to move a rectangle or a shape. How do you do that? You still press down your left mouse button at any part inside the rectangle, any point inside the rectangle. You press it down, then move it further up a bit with your hand being straight, and move it up a bit. Or you use the forward buttons, which is this one. Let me on my screen. You use these ones to control it, the up and down. So let me say I want to move it downwards. I click on this one, it will be going down. And if I want to move it up again, I use this other one, it will be going up. So those are the two ways you can do that. So like I explained, either you hold it down and move it up, or you use those forward and backward buttons to control it. Right now our picture is green, white, green. How do we convert this stuff to green, white, green? So what we do now is to change our fill color to green. So how do we do that? We come to shape fill. I will choose green. This is a green color, or let me look for a better green. Okay, this is a green color, green. You click on it. Now I have a green color. So we want our line color to be black. To get that, you come to shape outline. So fill is to fill every color, to fill the color in all the shape, on every part of the shape, while the line is just for the line that is behind or at the end of the shape. So let's come here, the line, I want to make the line black, and also I want to increase the weight. I come here again and choose this other one we use here. As you can see now, we now have a line with a black color, but this one is not black. How do we do that? We come here and click on this one. Once we click on this one, we go to our format, then we go to our shape outline, and the shape outline here, what we do, we select the color to be black text one. That is how to apply that. Now I have a black color for our line for the both shapes. So we want to add another shape here that we can use to form the white. How do we do that? You see, go back to our insert, shape, then we choose the rectangle tool again. Now I will try to draw. We place our cursor here. As you can see my cursor, I place it here, hold down my mouse, then drag it down. Are you seeing it? As I'm dragging it down, it's moving with me. Now leave it. So once I leave it, now I have a different shape. Or you can also do it this way. You can also go back to insert, shape, rectangle, and you draw it outside here. Then you can now move it here, like I told you how to move. You move it here and drop it, then arrange it. So let's try this one. This one is further, has more techniques and takes longer time. So why I want to do it is that so that you learn and get more experience on how to customize your shapes the way you want it. Let me delete this one. You can delete by two ways, either hitting the delete button or right clicking. Once you right click on your shape, you just go to here and set cut. And this cut you're cutting it, we just pull it out from the screen. And I've explained in my first class on computer application how to copy and paste, how to cut also. So you just cut it, you just move out. That is the other easier way. And why this one is easier is that in case you remember you want to add the shape to a place, then you can now just come to your file here and click on paste. The shape will come back. But when you delete the shape, and except you now need to use a shortcut which is Ctrl Z to go back, like I've showed you before, to get the shape. So let me go back and delete this one. So okay, now I've formed the rectangle here like I've showed you. Now I want to move the rectangle, and I've explained to you how to move it. You simply hold down your left mouse button on it, then pull it up. Now I've pulled it up. Now I've gotten a shape. It's now in between it, but it is not up to the size that I want. So what do? I simply come here, I hover my mouse here. As I hover my mouse here, it is changing like I've explained to you before. This now before it was horizontal, now it's vertical, telling me that I can only adjust vertically, I cannot adjust horizontally. So but when I come to this place, I can only adjust horizontally, I cannot adjust vertically. So that is the two different. But for these other parts, when you come, it will be diagonal, meaning you can only adjust diagonally. That is like this, diagonally. Can you see it? So that is how to apply these functionalities to the shape. So we've gotten a full shape now. As we can see, we've gotten a full shape now. But this our shape is green and is blue, but what we have here is white from our practice picture. It's white. So how do we change it? Pretty way the way I've showed you before. We go to our format, like I've said, go to format, then you go to your shape fill. In the shape fill, you choose white. So once you choose white, it will now change to white. Then the next thing we do now is to choose our outline color. Now I explained to you before how to choose outline colors, and I choose the outline color and I make it black. So this is it. But if you see now, our outline color is smaller than the one we have between these two. So how do we change that? We come, before you make any adjustment to any shape, you first of all select the shape first by clicking on it. Then the shape now will now be highlighted. Then you go to your format, then you go to your shape, then you go to your weight to increase the weight. And remember before, we use this weight size, so you click on it. Once you click on it, we have same weight size. Now if you look downwards, our shape is a little bit bigger than our normal color. Why? Because we didn't adjust it properly. So let's adjust a little bit backwards. Now we have a complete shape. So that was how that shape was built. So there are several other ways that this picture or this flag can also be created. We have several ways that you can also create it, but for the sake I'm giving you this one. So you can try other ways. You can try the way of which you just copy a one text. Let me show you that other way. Let me delete this one. Let me delete this one. So I just see this one text. This is a particular text now. So instead of me going back to my insert shape fill to pick up the rectangle tool again, I'll just come to my home and click on copy. Once I copy this shape and I paste it again. I make the shape double. Now I have double of the shape. Then I use my direction button that I've showed you before. This the button I'm talking about. Let me show you this one, this for up, this for down, this for horizontal left, this for horizontal right. So I just use it to adjust my shape. So let me click on my shape. Then now use it to adjust my shape upwards. Are you seeing it? It's smart move. It has joined with this other one. So what I do now is just place my mouse here the way it is before and drag it inwards. So as I'm dragging it one, I'm using the size. I do the same thing with this one. One is change, I hover my mouse here. Once it change horizontally, I press down my mouse and drag it backwards. So I now have this shape here. So now the next thing for me to do is to change my color. So how do we change the color? We go to format and select shape fill, then we select white. So once you select white, we now have same thing. So this other method is faster, but I gave you the other method because I want us to create it from the beginning, from the scratch, and to see how it works. There are other couple of ways we can do this. So try your hands on it and let's see what we will get. So the next shape we want to talk about, which is the last kind of design, is this other design. So you can see this design was formed by me, your lead instructor. So I did the design to showcase what we can do and more, and I believe you can also practice this. It will give you a heads up on what you've learned so far. And with this design, you will apply almost all the tools that I've taught you right from the beginning of the class up to this final stage of the class. So let's start with the design. So the first thing you want to understand is that this background, this one here, is the full background with a full length. That is what we consider first. So the next thing you consider is how they got this trace star. This trace star here, they wrote this trace star and bent it like this. Then we also consider how we can add these three stars here. Then we go further. So let's start with the first one. So the first one we consider, like I told you, is how to get that long drawing. So we use this last page to perform this design. So we go to our insert. We are starting now. We go to our shape. I will still pick our rectangle. If you can see, this stuff was formed with a rectangle, a very big rectangle. So that's the same thing we are going to do. Like I explained to you, you place your mouse downwards and pull it down. Now this one we're trying to make it very big. You pull it down and you leave it. Now if you understand, this is not the size that we are using. So how do we increase the size? You come to this place here, the mouse will not change, like as you are seeing it, to this white. Hold it down, it's not changing to the plus, meaning telling you that it is ready to be adjusted. Then you now pull it down. So once we pull it down, we now have a shape. Same thing applies here. You expand it a bit, and the same thing here, you expand it a bit. So we now have a similar shape than that looks like the one we have there. But if you can see, the shape have different colors. This is a red light color or brown light color. So let's apply this color to it. Now how do we apply color? I'll explain to you how to apply colors to shapes. What do? We go to our shape fill and we choose this color. Believe this is dark a bit. Yeah, this is better. No, this is better. So we have this color now. We click on it, so we apply the same color to our shape. And the next we'll talk about is how we can apply this trace star here. So let's go over. Now if you remember, I've taught you how to use word art in our previous classes. So that is this, we apply it here using word art. So how do we apply word art? We go to insert and we choose word art. This is our word art here, and click on this small triangle here. We have different options. Now if you can see, this option is similar to the one we used to design our text. So and this text here is a trace star, and it's written in capital letters. So to use our capital letters, we now on our caps lock. This caps lock, caps is our caps lock. You now on it, then you can now start typing 3 star. Okay, now we now have something similar to this that we've done already. 3 star, right? So what's the next thing we do after adding the 3 star? What's the next thing we do? This font, let's change the font to black, so we have a same font that was applied to it. So we change it to black, so we now have something similar to this that was used. So the next thing we talk about now is how to make adjust our trace star for it to be bent. You go to a format, I'll come to here, transform. First of all, this was highlighted. You can see I highlighted it first, then I come to this text effect, then transform, then I choose the arc. You have several options that you can choose from here, but I chose the arc. This is the first one. I will now have this 3 star. So the next thing we do is to increase the size of our font. To increase the size, we first of all select it, highlight it, like I explained to you before you do any editing or adjustments to a text, or any object, or you must first of all select it or highlighting it. You see the same thing. Go to our home and we'll go to our font. The font size here is 36. We want to increase it to 40, no, 70 is too much, to 48. Now we have a very bigger size. So once I click outside, it will now assume that shape. So when I click on it and adjust it a bit, to adjust an object, you adjust an object by holding down your left mouse button on this line here. This is the line that can help you adjust our object. Then I've explained to you what this thing really means in our previous classes. I said it for you to use to change the shape of your arc. I seen how my arc is moving. This black stuff here, you see that I'm increasing it, I'm decreasing it. So that is what to adjust your shape. I seen it has adjusted. So if you want to see the same thing to other document, you can still do it. So that is how to adjust. Like I explained to you, this line here is what you use to adjust. Use this line here to adjust, right? You hold down your mouse button, then drag it, then you can adjust. Let me increase my line so it will be bigger. Yes, okay, we've gotten the first part of this design. We've gotten the first part of this design. So we want to move over to how these 3 stars was applied. 1, 2, 3. How the 3 stars was applied. 1, 2, 3. So let's try that out. So what we do now is we still go to our shape, through insert, shapes, then we look for a star. This is a star here. This stars and banners. We choose a star here, 5 star. This is a 5-point star, right? This is a 4-point star. You click on it and you hold down your mouse button so you can draw it, of which by now I believe you must have known how to draw. Hold down your left mouse button. Once the mountain is done, then you drag it out. Now, are you seeing it? You drag it out, form a 5 star. I formed a 5 star. So how do I position it? As you can see, this one we position below, then the other two, one on top and these 2 horizontal. So let me assume this is the first one. Then how do I get the other ones? To get the remaining 2, you can either go back to your shape through your insert shape and choose another star, then you draw to get this other one, or you can, let me delete this one. I want to teach you how to be faster because you're getting to the end of the class. You can select this and just go to your copy, make it a copy of it, and then you paste it to make it 2. So you have double of it, and you just drag it up and you added 2. Now you have want to complete the next one, which is the 3rd one. You did the same thing like the way previous one we did here. You still come to this one. Since it's selected, select first, then you still come to copy and you paste it again. Then you can move it down, like I've explained to you how to move. Then move it down. So right now we have our 3 stars, right? So we have our 3 stars now. Okay, so the next thing we do now is we talk about this. So we've achieved the background. We also achieved the 3 star. This one, the right up here, this text here, 3 star. We've also achieved so these are what we covered in the design. So what we'll do now is to try to see how we can conclude this part with these other designs. So by doing this, we move over to our drawing board by trying to achieve this rectangle first. Then we have this big here, then we can type this exercise book, then this other one for us to achieve this design. So let's move over. So we come down here and we select go to our insert, then we go to our insert. Like I've said, in shape, we choose our shape tool and we draw a basic shape. So in our next we'll conclude this part at the other end. So see you at the other end. Thank you.